So my people, welcome back to Van TV Media, guys, and if you're new, please just consider subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so that in case we do upload any story, you'll be the first one to view. So in DC, in United States, people are being moved out. Those displaced people, those people who don't have their homes. Donald Trump has said that he don't want to see homeless people in the city. So there is a protest that happens where people who are being moved out in the DC, in the city, are now claiming that Donald Trump is mistreating them. Donald Trump is not treating them right way. So this is what is happening in the DC city.
Trump must go now! 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 Trump must go.
Right now, I hear rumors that Mr. Trump is trying to enforce and pass executive orders and that sort of stuff that say homeless people are not allowed in DC anymore. So what they're eventually trying to do is basically kidnap us and ship us off to some place that they say we have to live, when they're supposed to be supporting and defending the Constitution. And what did Hitler's people do? They started whittling away at the lower levels of society that people think to be the lowest levels of society, and then gradually work their way up. And eventually they get to the people who did nothing, and then there was nobody to help protect them. I hear people say, it can't happen here. And what did they say in Germany about the time Hitler was rising and doing his stuff? No, that can't be true. It can't happen here.
Thank God that we have creators out there like Nick Shirley, because he's on the ground in DC interviewing the homeless. And the stories differ from what we're hearing from creators that are running their couches at home. The homeless people in DC are saying that the police and those response teams that were put together to come service them are doing just that. They've came through with respect. They've not just arrested anybody like creators are claiming, and they've actually done it pretty peaceful. So if it wasn't for people like Nick Shirley, we wouldn't really have that bird's eye view or that on the boots ground view of what's actually going on. So shout out to him for that. While he's on the ground, he talks to two different people, an older white man and a black woman.
They're not trying to fuck with the homeless. They want the drug dealers and the guns off the street.
Yeah. So what has the law enforcement said to you guys coming through here? Because that lady just came here, she was yelling all at the police, but meanwhile we just saw them arrest a drug dealer, and she's yelling at, saying they're taking away the homeless people.
To us. They didn't say anything. They walked by respectfully. They didn't give anybody any issues. I don't have a problem with law enforcement.
And should people be angry that they just took a drug dealer off the street?
No, it shouldn't be. I'm happy that DC is being cleaned up.
And they both admit or confess that they haven't been done wrong by the police or the National Guard or anybody. I believe that everybody's getting the services that they need. Not only did the homeless people admit that the police were being respectful, they also said that all they're looking for are guns and drugs. They're looking for the guns and the drugs to get those off the streets. Nick, plain as day, asked him, have they come by here being disrespectful? Have they tried to take you guys off the streets? They answered no. So that's a bird's eye view. That's boots on the ground. We can stop selling fear.
Young black men are getting snatched off the streets of Washington, D.C., so this is not the time for us to be any quieter. This is the time to actually get louder. Because like this is literally that poem. Like, they came for X and I didn't do anything. They came for Y, I didn't do anything. They came for Z, I didn't do anything. And then they came for me and there was no one there to do anything to stop them. There are a lot of black creators who have explained all of this much better than I can. But I feel like because my followers are a lot of different types of people, like, I need to say this to you, if you're following me, that if you feel that even slight catch in your throat, that slight hesitation to post, to speak out, to do something for these black men that are being taken off the streets, for the homeless that are taken off the streets, that is the white supremacist indoctrination that you grew up with. That's telling you to hesitate. That's telling you to not say something. That's telling you to hold your breath for a second. It's for me in kindergarten, where the kindergarten teacher just would not let the one black kid in our class move up the alphabet letter. It didn't matter if he got the letter right. She misheard it. In first grade, where he was the only person that our first grade teacher would just scream at with her entire being. It's being told your whole life in this white supremacist infrastructure, which by proxy, which means through this instrument, capitalism thrives, because capitalism in the end is the actual consumption of one's body and existence. Capitalism demands the enslavement of other people. Like, capitalism is the reason why slave trade bloomed, came into existence. And so fighting against white supremacy means fighting against capitalism and speaking loudly for all of these people.
Breaking news coming out of Washington, D.C. Massive demonstrations are growing near the streets of the White House. Why? Because Donald Trump just ordered a federal takeover of the Washington, D.C. police, even calling in hundreds of National Guard troops from West Virginia. Crowds are out in force right now demonstrating. These demonstrators are chanting, blocking checkpoints, and calling this move a military occupation. Even DC's own mayor and attorney general say this is an illegal takeover. They're also suing the Trump administration to stop it. This is one of Trump's biggest tests since he's returned to the White House, and it's growing right outside his home. You guys, I'm talking about thousands of people right now. Stay tuned, because this story is just getting started.
We have some major news. There's a massive protest growing in the heart of DC. They're planning on marching to the White House. Let me show you around. There are several hundred people here behind me. It's part of the Free DC protests. They're growing because more people are coming out to march to stop what the Trump administration is doing here in this city, this federal takeover. Let me show you some of the scenes coming out of this massive protest. This is one of the bigger ones to date. They're about to start marching to the White House. I'm going to try to follow them as much as I can, but there are hundreds of people here right now who are protesting the illegal Trump takeover of Washington, D.C. Remember, Donald Trump tried to install an emergency police commissioner. That failed. And now you have hundreds of people out here marching. Literally, they're going to shut down some of these streets in protest of Donald Trump's takeover of Washington, D.C. So I'll provide you updates throughout the day. There isn't too much law enforcement right now. Everyone is safe, but spread the word. And if you're in DuPont Circle in Washington, D.C., come out. Follow along for more.
So Donald Trump's order to remove the homeless is in effect. Like, who knows where these people are? This is their property, and it's getting tossed in the trash. And this guy, he eager to do it. I couldn't even be somebody throwing away somebody's property. Fuck that, throwing away their home. For the past couple of days, this is what's been going on in Washington. Homeless people losing their homes, being forced to relocate. Some of them being forced to relocate with nothing, all because their stuff got tossed away. And yeah, of course, they say they're going to put them in shelters, but if people sleeping on the street, evidently the shelters must be full. So what's next for them? They going to throw them in jail? They going to put them in mental hospitals? All in the efforts to clean up Washington. Like, seriously, no one should ever have to experience some shit like this, especially when it comes to their personal items.